You ever get that feeling where you're just stuck in a job? Not because you absolutely love it, but because the very thought of leaving is, well, it's terrifying? Turns out there's a new name for this: job hugging. And while it sounds kind of cozy, it might actually be a sign of a serious chill running through your workplace.
And that really gets to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? Are people staying put out of real, genuine passion for what they do, or are they just clinging on no matter the cost because they're simply too afraid to let go? This is the big conflict at the center of job hugging.
So, okay, what does job hugging actually mean? Let's break it down.
Look, this feeling itself isn't new. It's just got a new name now. Job hugging is that deep down sense of being completely stuck, clinging to a role that you know in your gut you should probably leave, but you just can't bring yourself to do it.
And let's be really clear here. This is not about loyalty. It's not about satisfaction. It's about being paralyzed by the fear of what comes next. Your job stops being a career and starts being a shield against the unknown. And that distinction, it changes absolutely everything. So this brings us right to the psychological core of the whole issue. To really get what job hugging is all about, we have to talk about the incredibly powerful emotion that's driving it.
So if it's not passion or engagement that's keeping people in their jobs, then what is it? What's the real root cause of this kind of paralysis? It pretty much boils down to a simple French phrase, par peur de l'inconnu, which means out of fear of the unknown. That's it. That's the engine driving this whole phenomenon, a deeply human reaction to uncertainty that's now shaping entire careers.
And just think about what that means for a second. The employee isn't carefully weighing the pros and cons. All of their energy is laser-focused on the threat of leaving. They're not making a choice. They're avoiding a risk, and that's what keeps them completely and totally stuck.
Now, this isn't just an individual's problem. When this kind of fear takes hold in a company, it becomes a major red flag for the entire organization. And for any leader or HR professional out there, this is a signal you really can't afford to ignore.
Yeah, this goes way beyond being just one employee's personal problem. It's a massive signal to the organization. When you start to see signs of job hugging, it's like a warning bell is going off. It's a sign that you need to look a lot closer at what's really going on inside your company culture.
Because job hugging, it's just the tip of the iceberg. It's this symptom you can see. But it points to much deeper issues brewing just below the surface. Problems with motivation, engagement, and maybe even a culture that encourages fear instead of growth.
And it usually points to two really corrosive problems. First, there's silent demotivation. You know, that quiet fizzling out of an employee's drive that you don't even notice until it's way too late. And second, you've got progressive disengagement, that slow retreat into just doing the bare minimum. Either one of those can be poison for a team.
So, we've covered the what and the why. Now, the big question is, what do you do about it? If you're a leader or a manager, this is where you come in. So take a second and just think about your own workplace. Do you see this happening? Do you have team members who just seem stuck, who've lost their spark, who you suspect are staying for security, not satisfaction? Because recognizing it, that's the first step.
And this is the critical question. If you see this happening, what's your plan? What are you actively doing to tackle this demotivation head-on and to re-engage your people? Because just ignoring it, well, that's not a strategy.
Ultimately, this is what it all comes down to. We can sit and analyze all day why employees are clinging to their jobs, but the real, productive question is a proactive one. What can you do to build a culture where people feel safe enough to be ambitious, motivated enough to contribute fully, and engaged enough that they actually choose to stay for the right reasons, and not just out of fear? That's the real challenge this leaves us with.